What's going on?
I don't know what happened.
Mike? Where's Mike?
Well, I'm sorry, but he's probably...
No.
Whoa! This hall is dangerous!
What is that?
Stay alert!
I'll go and check.
Chris? Take care.
I hope this is not my blood. Now the worst possible situation has occurred.
Oh, sorry guys, I dropped my Kleenex.
Oh, hey Mike.
What is this?
It's an intro.
Mike, it might be handy if you, the master of unpacking, take it with you.
What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
It's episode 23 of PrinnyCast for March 2nd, 2013. I'm Chris, this is Grover.
Hello!
And finally back with us after 3 weeks is Mike.
Hello.
Are you all finally settled in, kind of, sort of?
Sort of.
We've
still got a couple of trips to make.
Whoa! Game is loud. Let's turn you off. There we go. Okay, there we go. Muted. You guys get to watch, not hear. You get to hear us, not them. Okay, alrighty.
So it's been a crazy week for everybody. I certainly know that.
Yes, it has.
You can't see me, but I am nodding.
Yes, I agree with your nodding. Special thanks to longplays.org for all their help getting us some videos to post up on here. And thanks to galaxypugs.com for their...
So you just say thanks to our partners at galaxypugs.com.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Soundbite, edit, copy, paste. Where you can get on their servers for Minecraft and Unreal tournaments, and also the home of the PrinnyCast forums, which I need to update again. And Grover's channel over at PCGOTW, so you can catch up on any of the videos great start. He'll be posting on there. He hasn't been posting as often lately because over here, where we're running live at PrinnyCast_Grover on Twitch.tv, a lot of your streams are now have radio music in the background from various radio websites. So
by the rules of YouTube, I am legally not allowed to post them. So unfortunately, the YouTube channel lays kind of hindered right now.
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure that won't be the end of the YouTube channel. If nothing else, maybe we can find some highlights with some light music or dub over it with some Benny Hill or something. And our games this week. What have we been playing? Let's start with you, Grover.
League of Legends. I've been playing a crap load of League of Legends. I'm starting to learn the game a lot. I like playing with bots to warm myself up every day, and then I go play real people, because the bots will give you the I'm so awesome mentality, because the bots are so retarded. And then you're like, I'm so awesome, I'm going to go stomp some players. And you go to the players, and you get your ass kicked. And they just kind of take you back to reality. I've also been playing some Faster Than Light. You get to go into my channel and check that. That didn't go so well. I never won. I got my face stomped in every time. Just some horrible luck. Just massive bad luck.
I missed most of
that. Yeah, you didn't miss much. You missed me raging pretty damn hard a couple times. Yeah, sometimes you can get very unlucky in Fast and Light. If you don't know how to handle the situation, you are dead. Oh, yes. And it happened many times to me when I was doing it. And I've come to just completely accept the fact that if you run away from engagement in Faster Than Light, the next area you go to will always have another enemy ship. Because I jumped 6 times in a row, and each time I got a ship that was even worse than the last one. So, yeah. And literally, that's it. That's all I've been doing this week. Next week, I'll be doing one game, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sin City.
Yep. March 5th. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but we'll come to that when we talk the game release stuff. Mm-hmm. So how about you, Mike? You've had 3 weeks to not so much play games, because I know a lot of it, the stuff's probably been packed up, but I'm sure you've been playing something.
Yeah, I made sure that my PC was, never really packed, so I've mostly been playing PC games, although I did finally restart Skyward Sword, and I've gotten farther in it already than I was before my Wii broke down. So it's pretty fun. It's alright. It's not far enough in it to really pass any kind of judgment. I'm just now at the first temple, so...
I know you didn't really care for it when it first came out, but maybe that you've had some time to reacclimate yourself to it. It's feeling a little better this time.
Yeah, it does. It feels.
You don't have all those expectations on it anymore.
That's true. I was expecting it to be a lot more than what it was. But other than that, I've not really been playing too much. I canceled my World of Warcraft subscription, so I haven't been playing that.
Oh my goodness.
Dun dun dun!
It's just my guild fell apart, and I don't really have a reason to play anymore, so...
that's the reason I quit playing too, is because my guild died.
Yeah, it's a pretty common reason.
I mean, it was a guild of hunters, so we didn't really have major... It's like, oh no, if you guys leave, who am I going to play with? Oh wait, I solo most of the time, who cares?
Oh, and I've also been playing Red Dead Redemption.
Huh?
It's a fun game. I like that. I mostly get in and get to where I need money, and I try to pretend that I know how to play poker, and I get beat. that's really about it.
Yeah, I had that happen too when I play poker. Act like you know what you're doing. They always see we're straight from my bluff. I'm talking normal poker, not the games poker.
I don't think I've ever played live poker before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I probably have an awful poker face. No Lady Gaga jokes, please.
What have you been playing?
I have been playing Minecraft. Big surprise there, but I haven't actually done a whole lot. I've just about finished up that gigantic factory monstrosity. That's probably my biggest structure yet. I don't know why I keep doing these gigantic structures, but I've got the outer rim of it finished.
Why not?
And I need to finish up the middle portion and then put some mills along the edge where the water is, but I can't show any of this stuff very clearly at the moment, so I'm trying to get my capture stuff to actually work on the big monstrosity computer, because I actually have my Minecraft over there now, but it's having the same problem as this one does. So it has nothing to do with a limited power. It's just really crappy software. I might have to find me some other capture device, hopefully a free one. And then I've been playing some Congregate, as always. A lot of the new showcase stuff that they've had out, not so much of it really struck me. The FPS Man game was kind of interesting. It's basically a first-person Pac-Man. And at first you think, this is kind of stupid. But I found myself tensing and twitching anytime I so much as caught one of the ghosts in the corner of my eye. So despite the fact you know exactly how this game plays, putting that perspective on it suddenly makes the game a lot more... So that's interesting, but I didn't play it that often, really. Most of the stuff I played on there was Obliterate Everything 2, which is about the most basic you can do in RTS. You don't control anything, you just set structures, but your ships fly out of their ports, and you set up turrets, and you set up stuff to gather resources, and that's it. You're just quickly setting up your buildings as fast as possible to take on the other guy who's doing the same thing. But I put quite a bit of time on that one. And the next two I blame completely on Grover, because I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was over the weekend that he was playing some Sim City. At least I think that's who I was
last week.
Because I also saw somebody playing the beta version over the weekend too for SimCity 5, aka SimCity Reboot. I don't know why games are doing that so much these days. To me, that's confusing. I know movies have done it, but it's like
I call it SimCity 5. I mean, I don't comprehend that where they reboot it and call it like SimCity 1. I'm like, this is not SimCity 1. It's SimCity 5.
You've got Sonic the Hedgehog. So everybody calls it Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. You've got the Mortal Kombat, which I think was 2009. That seems so long ago. That may not be right. Now you've got SimCity and Tomb Raider, once again, coming out the same day. We'll get to that here in a little bit. I get it for the movie thing. That kind of makes sense. But when you're talking about games, people play a lot of retro. Well, I guess it's the same with movies. So ignore that. But because Grover played what he did, I couldn't help myself and I got into SimCity 4 a little bit. My first city was an absolute mess because I forgot how quickly money could drain. And second city was going a lot better. I was just keeping things small. I was trying to do the big farm community sort of thing, and I was doing fairly okay, and then I was trying to reset the allocations for the police department, and the game crashed. Once again, proving SimCity 4 is one of the buggiest of the SimCity franchise. And let's hope it stays that way, SimCity 5.
I pray not. I can't handle another game like that. And I gotta tell you too that, Chris, you're using no mods, right?
Yeah, it's straight up.
That is an accomplishment in SimCity 4. That game is crazy hard without mods, especially since the road pathfinding is incredibly messed up. So
I wasn't having too much trouble with that. And then my second game this week is also Grover's fault because he's been playing so much League of Legends. Now, as everybody knows, because I hit this dead horse with a sledgehammer, possibly even Mjolnir, but I cannot play those sort of games because every last one of them, even if you have a single-player mode on them, they run online. And
yeah, it's stupid.
I even tried to play the Flash G.I. Joe one recently, and I was lagging like 5-10 seconds behind even on it, and it is extremely super simple. So I finally dug out Demigod again, and I've been playing a little bit of it. I think I did my 5th match last night, and I don't know, I think I burned it out when I first got it, so playing it now is a rehash all over again. But it's been a nice detour from what I usually play.
I was telling Chris last night that he should rent a very tiny office space, and then on the days that we want to all play games and stuff, he goes to office space and he like pays for normal internet there and just does that.
In a hotel room with really good Wi-Fi.
Well, you got a city right next to you. They gotta have some nice office space
somewhere, I'm sure.
Somewhere.
And that is that. That is my whole little list. But on to game news.
On those.
So, a lingering mention about the PS4 that we didn't touch on, and really nobody has over the last couple of weeks, is this little thing that it will supposedly not support CDs. The classic storage device that Sony largely made a household item for music and video games for decades won't be accessible on the new console Bruiser. That is weird.
What?
This has got to be a brand new DVD's sort of reading system to not have that. They're saving either power or money or something, because it's such a small thing to add CD capability now that, I don't know.
You must buy your content digitally.
Wow,
Of
that's
course,
crazy.
who uses CDs on their consoles anyway? If they're going to use a CD, generally they put it in a sound system, especially if they're using it while they're playing a video game. But
Watch them say that because they want to start using solid state, they're going back to cartridges.
that would be an announcement and a half.
Yeah, that would be mind-blowing.
So meanwhile, Namco Bandai may be handling the new Smash Bros. Title for the Wii U and the 3DS, but Howl mogul Masahiro Sakurai still has a very hands-on approach with the game, as he always had, until recently, where he's actually literally hands-off because of an injury to his right arm that is a calcific tendinitis and some muscle ruptures that is keeping him down. The concern is that the disorder won't find itself a suitable fix anytime soon, and will keep him on the bit regarding his usual direct responses to the game development. So nobody knows how much that might actually affect it.
He maybe hurt his arm doing the choreography for the slip fall.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that stupid thing.
Nice. And while we're talking about Nintendo, head over to GameStop between March 4th and March 24th and pick up a free exclusive Meloetta Pokemon for your copy of Pokemon Black, Pokemon White, 1 or 2. That's right, ain't no purchase necessary as long as you already have one of the 4 Nintendo DS games, or all of them for that matter, and get yourself set up for the Pokemon with a via Wi-Fi download. I think that was English.
Cha-ching! GameSpot's stock will go back up.
That may be what it's about, is they're trying to kick that in. But, there's no purchase necessary. It's just, show up at the store, so you don't have to buy anything.
Yeah.
They get a lot of pre-order exclusives. I don't know why their stock would really take a dive in the first place. I mean, sure, they do a lot of used business, but they get a ton of pre-order exclusives.
That's true. And we were just talking about Sony. More DLC for the PlayStation All-Stars is scheduled, despite the last couple of months of news about Superbot parting with Sony and the company layoffs. But the new free DLC characters of Zeus from God of War and Isaac Clarke from Dead Space will be joining the cast on March 19th, as were Emmett Graves from Starhawk and Kat from Gravity Rush were last month. A new pay-to-get DLC stage will be available called The Graveyard, which is based on a combination of Medieval and the upcoming Unfinished Swan. Alas. I like the fact that it's free DLC, most of it. I like that kind of setup. Tekken Tag 2 did that. I like that kind of setup. But anyway, so War Z has had no shortage of controversy from its very beginning. From the shameless plagiarism to the attitude of its president to its horrible game-breaking glitches, Steam even removed it from its lineup back in December. Well, the game's developer Hammerpoint worked out some of its issues with the game and talked with Valve, the folks that run Steam. Thus it returns, and with a big patch that's supposed to fix a good many of the issues that it had, as well as removing the false advertising it had done as claiming it was an MMO instead of a free-roaming DayZ knockoff.
Yeah.
Likely is too little too late, but that will ultimately be up to the players to decide at this point. And speaking of online oddities, in a very surprising move, IGN's IPL Esports tournament was cancelled. The tournament was to take off on the weekend of March 28th, that's this month, in Las Vegas, and featuring tournaments for League of Legends, Shootmania Storm, and a special Heart of the Swarm edition showcase for StarCraft 2 tournaments. And as you can imagine, the problem isn't just due to the lack of a tournament that everybody's going to, but because it's only a few weeks from game time, most of the players, the media, the people visiting the event have already made their reservations with the hotels and with events there and with the tickets and everything else, their airline tickets. And then a lot of this stuff is not stuff that's easily refundable. This is the worst part. There's been no real reason that has officially been stated through any of the official channels. However, On Game Net, who is a Korean-based group who does a lot of Korean stuff for StarCraft, the Korean qualifiers for the tournament were canceled due to management policies and financial difficulties. Keep in mind, that's the Korean qualifiers. The qualifiers for, I believe... Where was that at? Los Angeles? I was just going yesterday. Probably going today, too. But anyway, they're still going. The qualifiers are still running. I have no idea what they plan to do when the tournament actually starts. But seeing how IGN was recently purchased by J2 Global, there's a very high chance, keep in mind, this is just my opinion, that the new parent company is reorganizing more than originally expected. But this still seems to be a really bad move.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of very angry people gambling their money in casinos. during that time.
But IPL is a really big deal when it comes to League of Legends and StarCraft, so this is probably going to be something that's going to come back on them no matter what they were trying to save themselves from. But moving on, labeled as a restructuring effort, game rental by mail company GameFly has let go of no less than 15% of its company. This comes as just a few months after the announcement of their direct-to-drive service that is out of beta, and the company letting go a bunch of people. And but, on the other hand, we've got Mojang, which ended over this last weekend. Not this weekend, but the one before. Yeah, anyway. And Notch said he would shave his beard if it reached over 500,000. So guess what? Camera in tow, Notch buzzed his trademark beard. Now he looks like a normal person, especially without his hat, and we'll see the footage here.
He looks so much younger.
He does.
He looks... I jokingly said he looks like Nil, my friend Nil, but
I'll have to take your word for that one. Mm-hmm. I haven't personally seen him.
I don't even know what Notch looked like before he shaved his beard.
Jerry Bruckheimer Games closed its doors this week, so another studio dies, if anybody even realized its existence. And why should anyone know? Because, well, the powerhouse of name of Jerry Bruckheimer was a good way to start that. The man who changed action cinema and televised crime dramas forever. But the studio has not made a single game in its 5+ years of existence. That's a long time to exist as a studio, not have anything to show for it. However,
really weird.
Bruckheimer is still a director at ZeniMax, the guys who have control over Bethesda and id Software, among others. So he's still in the video game business, but his studio is not.
Oddities.
And as a little footnotes here, we got some smaller stories, like the new trailer for Quantic Dream's new epic adventure title, Beyond Two Souls, showcases the appearance of veteran actor Willem Dafoe, and we'll show that lovely bean footage. Sorry, that's a commercial reference.
I know exactly what that was. I was trying to think of his voice where I could roll that beautiful bean footage.
There you go. And the 2013 Golden Reel Awards included Halo 4's Forward Unto Dawn, that received Best Sound Engineering Award for Computer Episodic Entertainment, and Resident Evil 6 won out the Best Sound Editing for Computer Interactive Entertainment, putting it ahead of its competitor nominees of Halo 4, Skylanders Giants, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and the now classic cinematic trailer for World of Warcraft's Mists of Pandaria. Speaking of Capcom, their odd mix of action and memory-based intrigue Remember Me has been delayed a month with a new release date of June 4th. Also, US exclusive 360 bundle includes a 250 gig system with copies of Darksiders 2 and Batman. Replace some Batman Arkham City with a 1-month Xbox Live token, which is on sale this week. And so, a little indie game called Bit Trip Beat made the rounds on several different platforms to beloved reactions with its rhythm mechanics and old school, almost Atari 2600 feel. Several new incarnations of the Bit Trip series poured out the door, including the big hit Bit Trip Runner, a simplistic platformer that spawned many a copycat to try to recapture its frustrating but addictive style. Well, now the direct sequel to Runner is out, Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien, featuring 8 playable characters, 120 levels, and a very updated HD look, as you'll see in the trailer here. And you can pick it up on computers, any format, via Steam, so that's Linux, that's Mac, that's PC, Windows. And for the Wii U on the Nintendo eShop, and soon PSN should have it by, once again, March 5th. And yes, okay, we're here, March 5th. It's a crazy day for releases, with 2 of the year's biggest baseball titles, a brand new Uncharted-style Tomb Raider reboot that we mentioned, the fandom favorite Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, Castlevania Lords of Shadow sequel, the God of War-esque Castlevania, and yes, that big bad SimCity or SimCity 5 that is slated for release all on the same day. At the very least, there's a little of something for everyone there.
Oh yeah.
Recording?
What? Oh, you're probably not muted anymore, are you?
Oh, wait, am I not?
Oopsie.
And then there's Mew-Genics, from those crazy folks over at Team Meat, creators of phenom hits like Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac. This time it's a game about being a cat lady, basically a mishmash of Sims meets Pokemon with all the crazy humor and style that you might expect, with billions of variations of cookie cats to tamper with. And so far there's no trailer. They've been teasing this thing for several months now, but there's actually some screenshots. I think these are black and white. I don't think these are in color yet. I don't think it's a black and white game, but I don't know. But there's the screenshots to that, and that is game news from March 2nd, 2013. And my ears really itching, so excuse me for one moment. Ah! My ear! It itches! Behold!